Good afternoon, Cedarville. My name is Erica Zichi, and today I'm joined with a few staff members from Cedars. And for those of you who do not know what Cedars is the award-winning student news publication here at Cedarville University that covers both on and off-campus news events and news and all things under that umbrella. So I'm just going to go ahead and have you guys introduce yourselves, tell me your role within Cedars, and just how long you've been working with it and how that's affected Cedars as a whole.
All right, well, I'm Keegan D'Alfonso, and I am the editor-in-chief of Cedars. I am a junior journalism major. I've been with Cedars since freshman year, so this is my third year with them. And really my role is to manage the operations of Cedars on a regular basis of planning our issues, when we get stories put out, and all of the stuff in between, behind the scenes, that gets that lovely copy on the newsstands and online for you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Well, I'm Jeff Gilbert. I'm the faculty advisor for Cedars. I've been in that role since 2009. So ever since I came here to teach in the journalism program. So we have grown over those years in different ways, mostly in quality, I think, just in terms of students come through and then they learn from those that have gone before them. And so as that base is built up, we've done really well, won a lot of awards, which is not the only thing you measure what you do by, but it is something that we look at and that we're happy about. And so from here, we have a group of editors like you see here with me, and we just work real hard to try to put out the best publication we can, inform people in areas that we think they're going to be interested in, whether it's in print or online, and try to be visually appealing as well. So those are some different things I suppose we'll probably talk about as we go, but those are some key things as we go forward.
Okay.
I'm Callahan Jones. I'm the digital and design editor for Cedars. I'm a junior journalism major, and I started working for Cedars last year doing some writing, some design work for the website. In my role, I do a lot of overseeing. I oversee the page designers, making sure every single print issue looks really good. I manage social media. I manage the website. I make sure all the articles go online at the time they're supposed to. That's basically what I do.
Okay, so you guys have all kind of gotten the hang of this thing from now on, I guess, like pretty good amount of experience within here, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so with that being said, what do you guys think that Cedars' main mission statement is throughout the year? What would you say is the main mission for Cedars?
Well, I'll start. We have a written one that and I'll just read that till we get that. Our overall purpose, and then there's a million bullet points under that, right? Yes, of course. But viewing all of life through a biblical worldview, we must provide people with the news and information they value and need to understand their world, to live effectively in Christian community here, and to hopefully improve their lives in some way through what we do. And that's our overall wish of what we do. So I leave it to these guys to interested to hear what they kind of feel like outside, within that, but more specific, some type of things.
Yeah, That's really good. What do you think?
Yeah, I would say to kind of expand on that is that we want to be the best journalists that we can be because we want to be strong witness for Christ. And the way that we do that isn't just in always taking the gospel message, but also when we give the news, being truthful, being honest, having all of those characteristics that you expect in a good journalist. Because you see it all the time now, talking about fake news or people with agendas. We have an agenda, but our agenda is to glorify God through good reporting and truthful reporting and stuff that matters to our audience.
Okay, yeah, that's a really good point too. Callahan, do you have anything to add to that?
A little bit. Going on both what they said, I think one thing we do really well at Cedars, something we really try to focus on, is one of the core values of the school, excellence and effort. He said with our journalism, we focus on truthfulness. With like the page design, we try to make it look as good as we can, but it all just points back to God.
Amen. That's awesome. So banking off of that then, what would you guys say is the vision and goal for this specific school year, this year, 2017-2018?
I'd say for me as editor-in-chief, my vision and goal is continued improvement. We are an excellent publication. We've had great people in the past. I'm taking up a role from someone who is just incredibly capable. And so I want to be sure to maintain that image of just doing things well, of getting awards, recognition for hard work, but also in developing the future journalists, the people who are just interested in writing for us, designing pages, and doing photography, that they would gain skills that they can use. And so growth is always a big thing.
Go ahead, I want to hear what you got to say.
I'd say my personal goal for Cedars this year is just more exposure on campus. Get our papers in more people's hands, get more people reading our articles online, more people engaged with our social media, just so the great work that us and the people who work under us do can get out there.
And I would say, in addition to those things, what Keegan talked about is sort of that mission every year of really doing the best you can and doing a good work that we feel like we're doing. And the way I try to be a part of that is to lead by, I don't know, example, I guess, and to not to micromanage the whole situation, but to try to give them ideas and guidelines to follow, and then get out of the way as much as possible. Can't be completely out of the way. You have to be involved at a certain level. And that comes and goes, you know, a little more attention to this maybe this week, a little less attention over here. I don't go to all the meetings just because I think that's I don't want to be a hindrance or that, you know, I'm overseeing type of thing. I want to have them the freedom to sit and talk and discuss and figure things out. And then if things are questionable or we're not sure how to proceed in certain areas, they're usually really good at coming talking to me about that. And so that is sort of always my vision of how to handle things, to be as hands-off as possible, but to also be there to help with all the things that need to be helped. And there's a lot of little administrative things that have to get taken care of, and I do a lot of those too. And then what Callahan had to say, which is really important, we're making some more efforts this year to raise our awareness around campus. You hear too many times of, I didn't even know we had a student paper. So, you know, you hear those things. It's like, well, you know, okay. To us, that seems ridiculous, but how can you not know that? Every college campus has a student paper, you know. But this is the only one they've ever been to, and they haven't spent a lot of time here, or they're just busy, and, you know, you got tunnel vision some days, and you just sort of get through what you got to get through the day, and you don't even realize it's around. So that's part of our job, is to improve that this year. And we've got somebody on our staff that's going to do more work in that area, and we're all going to try to do a little more work in that area too, and really say, hey, we're here, you know. Hopefully, and if we do really well, and we spend a lot of time on that, hopefully that'll pay off. That's what we're hoping for.
Awesome. Well, it seems like you guys got a good grip on what you guys want for the year. So for those interested, what would you say, what's the process like for people interested in being involved in Cedars? How would you guide somebody to be involved in Cedars?
So I think that's an excellent question. There's always a bunch of people, and I get emails on a regular basis where it's like, hey, I want to be part of the Cedars team. How do I do this? I think sometimes it's confusing to people, that because we do have applications for like getting people interested, but then we also have the involvement fair at the start of the semester, where if you come to that and you go to the meeting, like if you want to work for us, then as long as we have positions, we will fill those with you. The big thing is we always need writers. We always need people to write the stories. The more writers that we have, the more stories I can assign and have out on the website and then going into the paper. And so everything is fueled by what we're capable of producing through manpower. Same thing for photographers. We are constantly looking for more photographers because oftentimes it's a commitment of time, and so even though we have a number of photographers, they can't always commit to all the time, and so having a few more is always helpful. The areas where I get a lot of interest but can't always take everyone who's interested in is really the designers. We have 4 design spots that we fill. Usually by the end of the year, any openings we fill up for the next year. So if you're interested in being a designer for us, we might not have a position for you now, but we might have one later on at the end of the school year. Okay. And we are also looking for people who are interested in doing video production as well.
Okay.
That would be another piggyback on that a little bit. I was talking about vision and stuff. Doing more multimedia, more video work. We really pushed more photo galleries. Hopefully that's going to continue to grow. And we did more video work last year than I think we've ever done. And we want to continue to do that and keep pushing in that way. And so that is, it's early in the school year. Sometimes it's just getting everything kind of rolling. Mm-hmm. And then anything you're going to do kind of new, it's hard to hit the ground running on something new. But hopefully by the end of this month, we'll have a little more traction there in doing that. And we had some stuff already at the beginning of the school year, so that was good. So that's a big thing pushing forward too, just to do that, and we think that will gain, that can attract more attention to what we're doing and being involved in those kinds of things. And I've just seen how being involved with Cedars has helped so many students grow in their skills, whether they're journalism students or not. I've really seen them get better at doing things. Just the co-curricular aspect of it, of being involved in something like this above and beyond the classroom, just gives you lots of practical experience to go do things and put into practice what you've learned in the classroom. And some things maybe at internship levels, and sometimes doing these types of things is kind of like an internship level type of experience at times. Not 100% because it's here, but it still has that feel to it. And so I think it prepares students for internship capabilities and to land a good one and do things, because a big part of doing news and being involved in journalism is developing. You want to get hired someday to do something. Just saying I have a journalism degree doesn't really get you hired. Mm-hmm. What gets you hired is show me the work you've done.
Exactly.
And that's what gets you hired in the end.
Yeah.
And so whether you're a journalism major or not, you can go into that work. Newsrooms I worked in, probably half of us were journalism majors and half of us weren't. And so that is a common thing out there. So we have had a number of students who are in editor roles, even this year, who are not in our program, but still have a desire to be interested in these kinds of things, and it's a good experience for them. So it's really across any major, really. I mean, we've had all kinds of majors, ones you wouldn't expect, do a lot of good work for us. And so that's an important thing to remember. And we just look forward to always bringing people in and seeing them grow. And I've just seen a whole lot of it. So, I think Callahan could probably add a little bit to that from just, what his experience has been like. Came in, didn't start out as a journalism major, switched in, and has jumped in with both feet.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Do you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I can add on to that a little bit. Yeah, it really, working for Cedars really has actually helped me improve a lot in almost every aspect of being a journalism major. I did come in behind a lot of people, and now I've been able to, use my skills I've been learning through the journalism program, in addition to other skills that I've been learning, like my interactive web design minor helps me out in both of my roles in between design and web, and it's just, we kind of almost have work for almost anyone. We can use almost anyone as long as they can write well, as long as they can write fairly, take decent pictures, take great pictures, do any of that kind of stuff. I mean, almost anyone can work for us as long as they want to. We have a place for them.
Yeah, it seems like a very practical way to get experience with whatever field that anybody's going into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let me add on to that also. One thing that people don't realize is that for all the work that you do at Cedars, all of our positions are paid. So if you write a story for us, you will get paid for that story.
That is
if you're
a
working
bonus.
as a photographer, you'll get paid for the hours that you work as a photographer. There's not a lot of organizations on campus that are going to do that.
Yeah, that's really true. Good point. Good point to add at the end there. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you're interested in watching or reading any of Cedars content, you can go to cedars.cedarville.edu for more information on that. Thank you guys again, and have a good afternoon.